Stick out here. There we go. Let me get recording going. I'm ready. Okay. We have a motion, here you read the motion.
Motion is, to have the attorney verify the
Wait,
state compliant.
let's make the vote of yes or no to pay this, and then or is it all one? You think?
Well, we could do two. You want two?
I think we should,
I can put them in order.
yeah,
Well. Please vote no, or the other motion we put the current for the.
okay, all right.
So which one's first?
The one that you.
We haven't actually voted though, so.
Right, so he's saying,
Okay.
that's why I thought we should do it first. So we have, an ask from Anthony Amato for $2,900 to remedy so said water damage to his basement after repair work by Jonathan has been completed. Is there a motion to pay $2,900? I hear none.
Sure. Well, we should vote. I would move that we do not.
Do not.
Do not pay the as the, what's that, Richard Worley. The issue has been addressed.
We have a second on that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor of not paying?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
I'll give you a shot after I mean, I'll give you your motion.
To have the land bank attorney verify our state implied warranty. And have the attorney draft letter indicating the board had voted no to the request for $2,900.
Should we add to that? Should we not be, should the lawyer not find any responsibility or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You making that motion, Kier?
Oh. Running out.
Denise? Here. That's the, I was gonna say, I got a file here.
Here. Oh, okay, I'll make.
We have a second.
I'll say.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. New business.
Get 10 bids to. Come on, guys, go there. Alright, we're open demo bids, or,
You're gonna write these down and send them to me?
yes, John's gonna put them in the chat, Kate's gonna tabulate them. The first one I'm opening.
Which one are you doing? You have two bids.
Demos first, so the demo of 2 properties.
So they're together, lumped together?
Yes, they're in the same one, but we'll do a reading the contractor and then their prices for 2 different demo projects. First one is Kuhn, go ahead. First one is Kuhn Construction, Kuehne. Out of Penyan. They're Price for 607 and 617 Main Street, that's one lot, one big lot with two structures on it. Their price is 84,500. And their price for 111 Main Street in Bolivar is 69,400.
I have a total of 153,900.
How long do they think it'll take?
20 days, please.
So, okay, I didn't know you had it.
Next one is,
What's the process for getting quotes?
we put it out on the Contractor Connect through the county. And then, so the head of, Public Works, send it to him, he posts them out, and then it goes out to the whole state.
Thank you.
So this is from Empire Diagnostics, and I think they are out of Lackawanna. 607, 617 Whitesville, that is 39,000 in 9 days to complete. And for 111 Main Street, Bolivar, or one press,
No, you're good.
29,000. 7 days.
7 and the other
9. You got the numbers open? Very good.
That's supposed to be a little bit forward.
I can,
If
if
you move that,
Yeah.
just get rid of the chat.
yeah, I'm just documenting, Kate finished in here, but that's Kate doing that, not me.
Okay, the next one is JA Site Works. Out of Orchard Park.
Sorry about
607, 617, they have $36,700. 36,700. 8 days to complete. And 11 Main Street is $20,000, 5 days. One is from Hulse, Hulse Excavating Group. They are out of Andover.
Then
We're all the
Albany? No, that's a typo, this is definitely Andover. 607, 617, $36,450. And 6 days to complete. 111 Main Street, Bolivar, $36,450, same amount.
What?
36,000 or 3,600?
Sorry, 36,000, 36,450, they're both the same. And 6 days to complete. Bronze Contracting out of Remsen, Remsen, New York.
So you say it wrong.
For 607, 617 Whitesville, $69,102. and that's 10 days to complete. 111 Main Street, Bolivar, $38,860. That's 6 days to complete. Last is Circle Roll-Offs.
Yeah,
607, 617 White School, 26,380. 7 to 10 days to complete. Well, 111 Main Street, Bolivar, 15,500. With 11 to 7 to 10 days. That is, I'm gonna give 6 total.
beautiful.
Want to stay on this or do you want to go to rehabs?
Let's just wrap this one up. Motion to accept the lowest bid for both properties being the same Circo roll-offs. Do one vote.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Why?
all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Pending review of the actual bid.
Yeah, sure, oh yeah, leave all the actions there. It's like, everything's there.
Once that clock start, when you notify?
Yeah, I'm warned on the award letter, so we have 45 days to award them, without it canceling, then once the award is, then once it's awarded, it starts to.
7 to 10 days.
No, once that be one, the permits.
20.
And we're a little bit out from that, because I gotta get, okay, from the stadium, so. Hopefully a couple months to be, it's now.
Charlie bid, rehab.
You have bid for, 52nd Street. We have one bid from Pelican Excavation and Contracting, who was just hired, we've hired them before.
What's this rehab for? I'm sorry.
For the gut out that we have in 52nd Street in Andover, one by the creek. So we said, well, the way we put these out, we have architectural drawings, because we had a roof and the stairs in there. So we put out the architectural drawings and specs, and they had a link to that, so this is, they had a link to the whole spec book, so.
So this is actually the rehab part.
Correct.
When they get done, we're done. We can sell
Yeah. Okay, so the bid price is $307,536.
3075,
536. 20 days to complete,
20 days.
120 days to complete. Of that, if you guys want to hear the itemized breakdown, 185 of that is materials. Labor, roughly. So 307, 536. Our budget out for that we have the grant is, we set aside 300,000 to finish that.
And we have a little fluff in there that we can push over to that 70.
Yes, we could use some program delivery that we're not using that is inside for extra add-in all over after that as well.
Okay, motion to,
it.
motion to approve. Bid from Pelican Excavation and Renovation for 52nd Street Andover rehab. Anyone?
I'll make the motion. I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Yes. So this is the house by the creek? So this is in the floodplain?
It is the flood thing. what we got,
Right.
but it's grandfathered in, so actually you're. Come up with new code.
$300,000 to rehab, how many square feet? 100 or 1,000? Not very big.
Perfect house, well, we're actually gaining square footage by putting the stairs to on, but 1,400-ish, yeah.
So
I think the
that's
bid document said 1,400 square feet.
$300,000 to rehab an existing building, so $600,000 almost bad.
All right, Connor, discussion.
Plus, we already got 100 in.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, we're good. All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on quickly, bank transfer check signature ACH.
All right. So we've had some hiccups in the way we do our banking. So we do, we devise this as a policy modification. You'll see it says authorization for transfer funds or signature stamp use. Trying to get one form to solve three problems. One is the transfer of funds from from the general fund to our grant account. Currently, it's the way we have it set up where we got the accountant write a check, Darwin would sign the check, and then that check would get pushed into our thing, pushed into the other account. So we want to bypass that and just have this form where we have two people's signature in this, so the chairman and the treasurer can both sign authorizing the transfer to move from one account to another account for transfer purposes, for moving money for cash flow. And it would also allow the okay to approve an ACH transfer. So if we wanted to set up an ACH account for, let's say, our timesheet. Right now, we're writing $36 checks every month. If we had an ACH, we could just directly deposit that ACH. I could start getting, so that that would help, solve the check problem and bothering our over a $36 check in the middle of the month. And not making things have to go, because that stuff like that doesn't have to go to the board. Snow hail doesn't have to go to the board. Those small bills don't go to the board. So that's
so you need authorization.
authorization for that, and also author, yeah, and then so this, to incorporate, once we incorporate this into the policy, our purchasing policy. Finance policy, this, once that is incorporated, it would give the power of this to be able to have a dual signature to transfer money, to write checks, to, we'd also need to be able to get a check stamp, sign a signature stamp, which would, in this, before you use that, you get authorization to write this, to be able to.
Put them for what?
Let's stick with just this form.
Yeah, that's
One
what,
thing at a time.
yeah, that's what this would be, so it's,
But it says, and or
Exactly.
signature stamp.
yeah, see, so
But we don't-
actually transfer,
We don't do that.
No,
Right.
and I don't agree with it. We don't stamp signatures.
I think it should be wet signature.
Okay?
It should be a wet signature.
Uh, my
Not a,
personal opinion,
not a stamp.
I don't like stamps for signature.
okay, this was,
Since I stamped the back of the check for deposit, okay, you wanna stamp it, that's fine. I'll stick. That's my opinion.
You're the treasurer.
Sitting there.
oh yeah, that would be just in, it would be in lieu of wet signatures only when authorized by this form. So say, okay, so,
So you scratch P and still vote on A.
it would, that would authorize us to transfer funds, and we also would like to add with, just be able to set up ACH transfers, I don't see that.
The ACH accounts would be after the approval to pay it, correct? Not just
We'd
automatic.
be running stuff like our Snow Hill invoices, they don't,
Right.
Snow Hill invoices, they don't come to the board, quick time, that would be for that stuff that's already approved by the board as a systematic recurring payment.
For what I see it,
Well, you have to sign every time. You'd have to sign for the ACH. To be,
So B should be about the ACH. That doesn't show up here.
Yeah, I didn't have ACH on here. That's my fault. I didn't realize we were trying to solve that as well on this form.
We wanna bring this back next month. This is something we have to do today. It's not late as the hour, as we say.
if we could, you know, then what would be helpful if we just take off the signature stamp button, take off section B and just pass it for transfers of funds, that would be very helpful to get a seat for the next one.
We have a motion to do that,
Get rid of B.
yeah.
Dar, you like that?
Yeah. I have no problem with
Did
it.
you make a motion to that effect?
Sure.
We have second. Ryan on the line. All in favor? Aye. Combining friendship properties for one project.
I mentioned this kind of earlier, we're gonna have a bunch of properties in the same, so if we got 2 Main Street, we have 4 to 6, we have 8, we have 10. We combine those into one project. I don't know how to formally do it. I guess this is not really ready for here because I don't have what that motion would look like.
All right,
The idea is so that if we wanted to work on any of those projects, I'm not pulling them out of different pots. We have one friendship pot that we do all our projects, they all.
I think it's down the road, we don't have any projects yet, so.
Well, the ones we do have, yes.
Yeah, but. People Inc., we talked about that anymore.
Yes, they have a draft that they're looking at. And next meeting, I'll show you.
Something,
We'll be a little further along.
Dun Brent Street, we were gonna purchase that.
Yeah, Kate, do you want to talk about Dun and Bradstreet? What we need to move on that?
Yeah, so this was brought up at the last meeting when Peter Morse was in the room. He was the one who suggested it, and the board said I should do some research on it. So that's what I did. Basically the reason Peter brought it up is that for some of these larger construction programs, Dun & Bradstreet is a reputable source for credit check and making sure that we don't go into a contract with somebody that's not reliable in paying their subcontractors, could easily go bankrupt and leave us with a project unfinished, I think is really what Peter was getting at. So this sheet has 3 options that they offer. Really, I don't know that Peter was making it seem like it was a annual subscription that we would do. But what I learned in my research is that it's a pay as you go. So we could make this decision as we select contractors to do the additional Dun & Bradstreet payment to do a credit check at the time we go under contract with them. I'll say, so I have 3 here. That third one, D&B Credit Evaluator Plus, to me, that seems like something we wouldn't use. It would be if that's something more that if like a bank was giving a credit loan to someone, they would use. So I included it just because I did the research on it, but really the decision would be between Business Information Report Snapshot and Business Information Report On Demand. And you'll see there's a $50 difference there. Essentially, the snapshot will give you the access to one snapshot in time at the time you run the report of where they are with their finances, and you'd have access to that information for a year, but it doesn't update. The Business Information Report On Demand will continue to give you real-time reports. So that's the pricing. You can also do volume pricing. So if we were going to be doing more and more development projects, we could end up saving like 10%, but in the overall cost of the project, $140 to $190 a year for a $300,000 project doesn't seem like a stretch of spent, it seems like potentially a good investment. So that's the research I did on that.
We try to get it. We're looking really for one. And so if we want to do that for the 2 bidders, when almost one have then be possible that so it's $190 per time you run. A company. So that's why I'm asking the question. Not as many companies as you like. Like, so if you want to try, do the whole time, they're gonna work in this house. You would have limited. But if we want to also do steer code, but that's an additional new one. I was. I don't know. And you know.
Can you hear us, Kate?
I'm sorry, it's muffled.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So the question is, if we want to run that middle report on television and steer code, that's two separate charges, right?
Yes, it's per vendor, exactly.
Sure. Just want to be clear.
But the snapshot one says along with 5 other DMV scores and ratings. That's not other companies, that's just other
Other options.
scores within that company.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they offer.
So what's the,
I would think that using the middle one on television would make sense. I don't know if it makes sense on anyone else, but.
With Pelican, they've already done work for us and did good. They have referrals from around the area that they've done here too, so it's just kind of, I always thought it was something that was like.
Use them, I think.
And no person choose them, they're working on the community center or the, whatever it's called, that cafe thing. They're doing work around town, they have a lot of references in the area. I see Jennifer Street as more of an, as a help for when we bring in someone that we've never heard of and know.
I make a motion to use the middle option for, in the future, for companies that we may wish to have a check done on.
Second,
So, second.
Ed, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried, open property acquisition. You're meeting with them Wednesday. So really, we'll just have to bring that back to the next meeting.
Email ahead of time, or after the meeting to let everyone know.
I have one quick thing I mentioned to Jonathan, Kate and Jason about, coming up with some sort of safety protocol. They're going into these properties before we own them, walking around them, no identification. Neighbors could come out, they've been asked to watch that property and could be, have a loaded firearm in their possession. I think they need to be carrying some sort of identification, a lantern of some sort, or a jacket, lamp, and also when they're, you know, yeah, well, and also, hard hats for, entering these properties. So,
And I was thinking about-
that'll come out of our budget probably next.
Yeah, we're about getting staff loan that we, for you all to, if you want to.
Yeah, I think that's good, so maybe you can arrange or something, or I don't know where you get it, something with your picture. Your logo or a lantern. For you.
Yeah, and I'll get one for all you guys, so if everyone shows up on site, everyone has a.
But your pictures probably. These, your tree should definitely have your.
I was gonna say,
your tree should get a landowner board number.
I can draw some stuff up.
All right, yeah. So, any correspondences?
No.
Good to the order. Next meeting, November 17th.
Oh, yeah, we have one thing, Brian, sorry, I messed up. The copy of the Clinton Brown, proposal for the phase 2 stuff, I gave an updated, August 15th date. I had 2 of them in my folder, and the one was supposed to be from October 10th, which was devised while I had been on, back in August 15th, they hadn't even been on the site. So I'm wrong on the John Cross up here for the.
So less or more, it's more.
It's 24/5 instead of 15.
Total? For the two phases or?
Basic services, or.
They said 30,000 for the whole deal.
Yeah.
That's what I also.
They wanted, they said that we need, the town is owning up the last little bit, but I don't understand where we're at.
Going back to the beginning document, saying.
Yeah, don't get wrong.
I remember 15 is what I remember.
Yeah. They write an awful lot of extra crap in their contract.
The difference is that we've expanded the scope by bringing in other parts of the district. So there it does not. Not include budget for AE.
No, that one is of our on-call, and that's for our building, that's not, that's,
This is for
it's not for the historic district.
Parking services.
part two services for 4 to 6. So this is part 2 application for 4 to 6 million. So this is separate from. The parking services for two.
This is potential project value, this is the. Yeah, it's not within this is. Confusing. I'm not sure if that includes the part portion that the board will have to, definitely not will Mary pay, but I don't know if it's about more forward, the town will also have to.
Right.
Incorporate.
Jason says I brought this up, but I gotta give Kate brought it up, so she's more versed in this than me, so Kate, if Gary, you can add anything, please do. Do that, Kate?
Yeah, my understanding is that, so we have already completed the part 1 services. This for 4 to 6 Main. This was to get the proposal just in the system for Chris so that we can get the project, the eligibility of the project started. Then part 2 services are what they've already done for us for Grover, where they actually go through and they do all the diagrams and say, this is exactly what we're gonna do to this building, that then has to go to SHPO and get approved as the historic work we're going to do. And then separate from that is getting a commercial historic district approved so that all of this work can be eligible down the line to actually get the tax credits. So that's 3 separate, like 1 contract we've completed, and now they have these 2 contracts in front of us. The one was what you looked at earlier, which was the 15 grand, and they're saying this one is 24,500. I was trying to think back to that meeting where they actually came in person and told us what they thought it could all, they estimated off the top of their head. I remember Clinton kind of hedging and saying, well, I don't know, it might not be all included, because Jill made a statement, but I can't recall what those numbers were then. But we've already paid 15 and they're suggesting 24.5 for the second piece, which makes sense because of how large the building is and how much they're gonna have to do as part of their mothballing services to like align what goes to the state. And then 15,000 additional for getting the historic district. So that's my understanding of the contract.
The service attached to our building, not attached to the historical district.
Yeah, 15, I remember looking at it thinking back to that was for the historic district period.
Well, we don't have the right contract in our packet, right?
This one up here is
But this one's no good.
that is also.
No, that's
also
not. That is for the historical district. This one for 4 to 6 Main Street building. This is part of the mothballing services, this.
That's the property of the town.
It's going to have anything to do with Grover.
No. That would already include it.
So this is part 2 for 4 to 6 Main.
What did we already pay for part 1 of 4 to 6?
15,000 feet.
the deal was, so then there would be another 15 for part two, for 4 to 6. When we do the district, a lot of that work on 4 to 6 is included in the district, so we wouldn't be starting from scratch. They would use the work they've done on 4 to 6 for the whole district. But the 30 grand was for 4 to 6. And we were gonna try to get the second 15 from the town.
10, I told him 10. Because that's what he said. He said 10, so that's what was going in the budget. There's another 5 from the town. But don't expect
And
it.
if you, in your packet, you see this, grid like thing from Bushland, Brown and Green, CPK monthly project report status. That shows you the different, on the left-hand side of the account, and the project numbers there, so 25-005A1 is the Department 1 services. That we're just finishing up, so little.
So just to be clear, even though we thought knew what we were voting on, we already voted on.
Not this one.
No, we did. Not this one. We did, because it was part 2, and that's what I wrote in my thing, was that we were.
This is part 2 as well.
Department separate projects.
That's in our district, with our contracts.
That's what we're trying to.
Yeah.
Also go along, we meant to approve that there was a district, we said we wanted to include the district, another property on the district, and we never actually made a resolution. Or it was actually.
So you're saying there's a whole other one on top of this one?
Correct, this one is on top of that.
So did we vote on this one?
That's the one we just voted on, see, that's the 25005 hit slash D, what's the one you're reading here, down at the top? I think this is
250582.
So you see that's the historical district services part 2, and then D is down here, Friendship Downtown District. I voted on the downtown district.
So what do we owe for the one on the board?
24 grand.
On top of the 15 we already paid.
Yep, 24.5.
45.
And on top of what we voted on just earlier, which was 18.
15 to 18, right, no,
Or call it 18. Hopefully it's less. We need a whole other resolution.
To pay a retainer 24. Where'd it go right there? 2,450.
Do we have funds for all this?
Yes.
So motion to pay Clint Brown retainer $2,450 for
24,000.
no, we're just paying retainer. To a retainer for the part 2 of 4 to 6 Main Street Friendship.
Project number 25-005 Alpha 2. That's the best way to start. I'll start breaking them down and write descriptions in them so we can break it because there's 5
Can
different.
we have that motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Next meeting, November 17th.
Wait, that's only to pay the 2,400?
Yeah,
What about to accept the grant? I mean, the project.
Russ said it comes by invoice, I think it said in here.
There's monthly buying.
we are like, go by invoice.
Right, this is a different one.
I know, but
Approve the whole amount and then the payment like we did the first one.
did we approve the whole amount? No, we said we'll wait.
No, same thing. And approve the acceptance of the actual proposal here.
Can I just say in the minutes that we approved this contract and to pay?
Yes, good. Yes, that'll work.
Okay.
November 17th. Here,
I have a vote.
motion to.
Are you not gonna be here?
I looked at here, sir.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
11:58. Second to date. All in favor? That's a record, 3 hours. I don't think they're gonna get short tonight. I was planning on 3 hours.
Then we spent more money also, so that's record. I'd love to know how much money we just. No, you wouldn't. He said we were gonna spend $1 million, and I think we're at least there.
Hey, I think we're practically.
Oh, right, that's right.
I think somebody should pay the heat bill in this building.
And I told you, you didn't send out the note.
I know, I walked it. Did I? I don't think I did.
I told you to send it out to the. Heating system broke.
Really?
So where are you from?
Well, I had it, and they hadn't quite gotten that
Yeah.
cold, but.
Yeah, it's off for the whole week.
Oh, gee,
The
that-
repairman won't come, who's going? Won't come till the end of the week. That was, that playground, that needs to be sorted out, I think we're getting the summary sheet.
Yeah,
You're going, one day,
it's summer she has, he made it more confusing to me. But he's having a problem with the guys when I got him in the Alfred. It's kind of